showed up. We got a lot of people here. Where are they from? Huh? You know where they're from? I think Salina, so not very far. So Chad said the stream is on private right now, so I don't know if you'll have to switch it over at some point. The YouTube stream.
Ladies and gentlemen, the best pep band in the land, Dr. J and the Posse.
Yeah, that's for like the official say it first. It's not good. Are you doing good?
How are you? Halftime or whatever, when you guys get a chance. Snacks and stuff now, you need for hospitality.
Tonight's first game features the Coyotes of Kansas Wesleyan University from Salina, Kansas, and your Mid-America Lady Pioneers. The Coyotes enter the tournament as the number 15 seed, and the Lady Pioneers are the number 2 seed. Now we're going to please stand for the opening invocation set by MNU SID Chad Jenkins, and then please remain standing for the playing of the national anthem by the MNU Pep Band 5'8" senior from Kansas City, Missouri, number 20, Angel Lee. At the other guard, 5'8" junior from Salina, Kansas, number 33, Captain Williams. And at forward, a 6-foot sophomore from Manhattan, Kansas, number 35, Paige Chauncey. Kansas Wesleyan is coached by Ryan Shulman. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing your Pioneers. Starting at guard, a senior from Somerset, New Jersey, number 5, Kiana Skate. At the other guard, by center freshman from Cedar Springs, Michigan, number 21, Grace Carlson. At forward, 5'8" junior from Olathe, Kansas, number 11, Aubrey Richards. At forward, 6-foot freshman from Hillsboro, Kansas, number 2, Zaylee Wood. And at center, 6-foot sophomore from Fairfield, Missouri, number 24, Cameron Green. Pioneers are coached by John Lewis, assisted by Alexis McAfee, Drew Wheatcroft, Olivia Bulu, and Navia Surratt. Tonight's referees are Adrian Lindsay, Ronald Moncrief, Connor Hazelrig, and the ultimate official, Matt Krause.
Well, welcome into the Cook Center. You are on the campus of Mid-America Nazarene University, and we are set for some playoff basketball. This is the opening round of the Women's Basketball National Championships presented by Bology. That's a mouthful. And your hosts, the Pioneers, the Hart Conference champions in the regular season, a 24-0 record, are the 2 seed in this tournament, and they're visiting Kansas Wesleyan Coyotes in town from Salina, Kansas, just down the street. Come in as the 15 seed. We should be in store for a great basketball game.
Yeah, absolutely. They 2 teams playing some really good basketball now. Kansas Wesleyan, the Coyotes, were the winners.
Pioneers control the tip, and Kiana Skank kicks back out to Cameron Green, has her pass stolen away, and fast break opportunity for the Coyotes. It's Lamaya Ricks, the leading scorer for Kansas Wesleyan, back the other way.
Yeah, first team all-conference for her. She's going to play a big role for the Coyotes in this one.
Bowman had it knocked away. Good defense early from both groups. Couple of quick almost turnovers. It'll remain Kansas Wesleyan basketball on the tie-up as Pioneers won the tip. Inbounding it is senior guard Angel Lee, the 1-4 cross. She gets it in and right back to Lee in the corner. 10 on the shot clock. Lee's going to take a pull-up jumper, well contested, and it banks in off the glass. Kansas Wesleyan with the early 2-0 lead.
Great shot, banked in right there from Angel Lee, getting the scoring going in this one. How will the Pioneers respond, as they have so many times already this season?
It's Skank inside, kicks out to the freshman, Zaylee Worth. Heart of America Freshman of the Year, Zaylee Worth. Kicks back out to Skank. Inside Cameron Green, first team all-conference, and she draws an early foul. That is an absolute staple of this Pioneer offense, is the post play from Cameron Green and a host of others, but they go inside on just about every possession.
Yeah, I mean, when you have 3 bigs in Cameron Green, Trinity McDowell, and Mackenzie Manthe, I mean, that is a 3-headed monster. That's going to be hard to stop. Skank's 3, just a bit off.
Just too strong from Kiana Skank, and that is our second tie-up in the first minute of this ball game. That time, freshman point guard snuck in there and tied it up.
Grace Carlson, such a fierce competitor, always willing to get her nose in there, get the basketball. Giving the Pioneers possession again.
And how often do you see a team go 24-0 in conference play with a true freshman point guard? And the Pioneers did just that. Skank with the turnover, or excuse me, the steal in the backcourt, and going to go to the line for 2. That foul is going to be on Angel Lee.
That's her
first second team foul on the Coyotes.
How about this crowd, Nate? I've never seen a crowd this big this season for a women's game. Kansas Wesleyan showing up, as well as Pioneer fans.
They sure have. There's a lot of purple across the way there, and that's Salina just a couple hours down the road, but they have turned out well here for the opening round of the national tournament. It's what you play all year for. We're in a single elimination, just like the NCAA format, 64 teams. And you play all year to get this opportunity, and somebody's 6 wins away from the red banner that says national champs on it.
Yeah, something that this team, Pioneers, won 9 years ago, back in 2016.
Yeah, head coach John Lewis, no stranger, has that national championship on the resume. Plenty of experience on the bench for the Pioneers. As Zaylee Worth picks up her first team foul on the Pioneers.
Yeah, talking about John Lewis, the Hart Conference Coach of the Year this season, and well-deserved. I mean, when you go undefeated in conference play, it's hard to not award the coach with Coach of the Year award.
No doubt about it. As Chauncey misses, easy one inside. Carlson looking to take the lead for the Pioneers, does just that. The pull-up jumper, long two. First field goal for the Pioneers, and they regain the lead. Full court pressure from Aubrey Rogers, and Lamaya Ricks able to handle it. Took it coast to coast, had her shot partially blocked. That's the leading scorer for the Coyotes as Ricks, number 10 in the purple. Although it's a balanced attack, a couple of Coyotes averaging right around 12 a game. Skank puts it on the deck. Floater with the left hand, back rim, and finds home.
Pretty shot fake from Skank right there. Getting the defender to jump, going right by her. And it looks like they're going to get Aubrey Rogers on a foul here.
Yeah, that's not a foul you want to commit. 28 on the shot clock and in the backcourt, but Coach Lewis likes her picking up full court. Applies a lot of ball pressure, probably the best on-ball defender on this Pioneer roster. The Pioneers can be aggressive. They do have a deep bench as Mary Lukert has checked into the ball game for the first time alongside Trinity McDowell. Just 2 minutes in, Coach Lewis comfortable going to his bench. And that's going to be an illegal screen. Foul is whistled on Paige Chauncey. 3 quick team fouls on the Coyotes. Just over 2 minutes ticked off in the first quarter. We will have media timeouts here in the national tournament. So every 5-minute mark, we'll take a midway media break. Of course, the fouls don't reset until the quarter mark. Double team comes on Green. She kicks to Skank. 3-ball from the corner. Kiana just rattles it out too short. Paige Chauncey the rebound. Here come the Coyotes.
I love seeing the Pioneers shoot the 3-ball early. That's going to be important for them.
Both these teams can score it, averaging about 75 a game. The stat sheets look eerily similar between these two, aside from the win-loss column. Pioneers, of course, a little bit better record in that department. But in terms of points per game and how they out-rebound their opponents, don't turn the ball over, these teams are pretty evenly matched statistically. Skank answers the bell with the and one of her own. Kiana going to go to the line for one more. Nice move.
What a play from the senior right there. Kiana Skank showing off why she was first team all-conference. Newcomer of the year as well.
And that's the second foul on Angel Lee, so she'll take a seat with those 2 quick fouls. And Pioneers are in the bonus for the rest of the first quarter with 7 minutes to play here in the first. And we'll see Odessa Ozuna check into the ballgame for the first time for the Coyotes. 5'3" sophomore guard from Arlington, Texas. Kiana knocks down the bonus free throw. She's got 6 of the Pioneers' 8. And she'll head to the bench for a quick breather. Carlson right back in. So fresh off the bench, Ozuna will run the point guard duties, and she's picked up full court. Gets a little drag ball screen in transition. Has to refuse it. Pioneers do a good job icing that ball screen, keeping you on one side of the floor. Drive and kick back to Ozuna. Sort of a 5-out offense from the Coyotes, maybe 4 out, 1 in, but Paige Chauncey will step out on the perimeter as well. There's a traveling violation. Pioneers force yet another turnover here early.
You're running into her own teammate right there. Can't happen. A little early nerves here from the Coyotes. And here they've got quite the road ahead of them as the 15 seed in this tournament.
Yeah, the Pioneers were on a long winning streak that snapped in the tournament championship of the Hart Conference tournament. Hadn't lost in a couple of months before that. And, they were chomping at the bit to get out here and get that taste out of their mouth. Cam Green chases into the ball screen for Carlson, and she's fouled, going to go to the line for 2. Already in the bonus, as we've hit on. That's going to be on Ozuna. This is a Kansas Wesleyan team that comes in to tonight's ball game 23-7 overall, 18-4 in the KCAC conference. They lost to Friends 64-62 in the KCAC semifinals. Head coach Ryan Showman did an outstanding job with this group.
Yeah, Kansas Wesleyan able to get that automatic bid with the regular season championship. Meanwhile, MNU also getting the automatic bid, but they would have been in either way.
Yeah, I could very easily make an at-large argument for either one of these teams, but didn't need it. Ozuna on the right side, dribble handoff, and their ball screen comes from Courtney Kaufman. There's another turnover. Skank going to take it all the way. Lefty finish. He's fouled. Kiana back to the free throw line. The Pioneers team shoots a ton of free throws on the season. They made more free throws than their opponents attempted, and by a wide margin.
Yeah, very physical team, able to find themselves a trip to the free throw line on possessions where they're not able to get a clean look.
Skank, the senior from Chicago, first rattles out. Transfer from Illinois Chicago, the Division I program, and had a heck of a season in her only year in a Pioneer uniform. Splits the pair. Kiana with 7 of the Pioneer 10. Off to a hot start. Ozuna gets a step-up screen right side from Kaufman. Rescreen and top of the key, thought about a three, turned it down, did Hampton Williams. She goes inside to Kaufman, up and over Kiana Skank, and she's going to get an and one of her own. Nice finish inside from Jocelyn Hall. Excuse me.
Yeah, that's an excellent finish from Jocelyn Hall coming off the bench, inserting herself into the game there with a tough and one.
Jocelyn Hall's a 6'1" junior and transfer from Illinois Springfield. So some Division II transfers on this roster as well. Northeastern Oklahoma State is where Alexis Dixon previously played, so some high-level experience. Zaylee Worth's three looked good all the way, back rim, and there's Mary Lukert for the offensive rebound. How many times this year have we seen Mary Lukert, sometimes the smallest player on the floor, go up and steal an extra possession on a no board?
I don't know how she does it. She always finds a way to get the ball off the missed shot.
Has a nose for the basketball. She's guarding out top now, switches on the dribble handoff to Ozuna. It's Jill Stevens in the corner, gets the screen from Hall. Had it poked away by Zaylee Worth, but able to recover was Hall. Late shot clock now, Ozuna off the ball screen. Thought about a three, swings. Three on the way from Hampton Williams. Nope, she's going to feed the post. Hall, one-on-one with Lukert. Shot clock violation. No, they're going to say she got it off, but Lukert steals the defensive rebound. Pioneers get the stop anyway. Looking to go inside to Worth, the freshman. Sidesteps one defender, but maybe slid that back foot. Traveling is the call.
Yeah, that move looks super pretty, but just a little bit too pretty right there. Ref's going to call a travel on that one.
It's still a one-possession game as we head into our first media timeout of the ballgame. Again, this is the 2025 NAIA Women's Basketball Championship first round presented by Abology, and you are watching on the Heart Sports Network.
You need Jerry.
You said injury law?
Injury law.
Injury law.
Injury?
You need Jerry. Injury law.
Testing, testing. Welcome back to the 2025 NAIA Women's Basketball Championship first round presented by Bology. As we've got two teams here, the Pioneers from Mid-America Nazarene University and the Coyotes of Kansas Wesleyan University in a pretty tough battle so far, Nate.
Yeah, it was a hot start from Division I transfer and newcomer of the year in the heart, Kiana Skank. She's got 7 of the Pioneers' 10, and we've got just a one-possession game halfway through the first quarter. As Lamaya Ricks brings it across, she's the leading scorer for the Coyotes, so that's going to be the second foul on Aubrey Rogers. Both of them committed a long ways from the hoop. One pressing in the backcourt, that one out near midcourt, and Aubrey's going to have to take a seat. Grace Carlson will check right back in. That's the second time she's gone to take a breather and been on the bench for about 10 seconds.
Yeah. The refs not afraid to blow their whistles early here in this one. 5 fouls for the Coyotes, 4 for the Pioneers already in this game.
Yeah, both teams in the bonus pretty quick. Should be a lot of free throws for the remainder of this first quarter. Carlson cut her off, picked the pocket clean from Grace Carlson. Probing in transition, spins to that left hand and just couldn't get the finish to go.
Almost had the coast-to-coast bucket right there from the freshman. I mean, this is her first national tournament, and so far playing really well. Already 3 points for Grace.
Absolutely. Another good defensive possession from the Pioneers. Kiana Skank came over and helped, and it looked to me as if that ball was just thrown out of bounds.
Yeah, I didn't see any Pioneers touch that basketball, but either way, it'll be Kansas Wesleyan keeping possession here with 18 on the shot clock.
Sometimes officials, if they feel like they missed a foul, will let that go and just say, we'll keep the basketball here. Maybe that's the case. They got tired of calling fouls. They've called 9 of them already. Jocelyn Hall misses the open elbow jumper. Carlson up ahead of the pack to Skank, and she's got it to go. Great pass from Grace Carlson on the full court outlet.
Excellent vision there from freshman all the way to the graduate senior. Every stage of player involved in that one. Another MNU bucket. And calling another foul, this one on Cameron Green.
That'll be the first on Cameron Green. 5th team foul on Mid-America Nazarene. Officials have been nothing if not consistent so far. It has been a lot of whistles here early. Lamaya Ricks misses the first of 2. And she is the Coyotes' leading scorer, averaging 12 points a game and a 75% free throw shooter on a lot of attempts. She splits the pair.
Also named first team all-conference in the Kansas Collegiate Athletic Conference. So congratulations to Lamaya Ricks on that achievement.
I'm sure there's some Lamaya Ricks fans in the crowd tonight as she's from DeSoto, Kansas, not too far away from Mid-America Nazarene. Playing close to the hometown is Worth. Drive and kick Carlson. 3 ball from the corner, too short. Up and over went Cam Green, but didn't make enough contact. No over-the-back foul called.
A lot of 3-pointers from the Pioneers early. Their good looks just haven't been falling. As there's Lamaya Ricks, showing off why she was first team all-conference.
Yeah, Coyotes are going to need her to have a big game tonight, and she's scored their last 3. Skanks wheeling inside, missed the layup, and Coyotes are going to go back to the free throw line. Another foul on the Pioneers in the backcourt. That is the third one, 85 feet from the goal on the Pioneers in the first quarter.
And Ryan Showman, head coach for the Coyotes, is getting fired up. Let's take another look right here. A nice move.
Yeah, that's a tough basket from Ricks. Kept that pivot foot down, got back to the strong hand, and banked it in over a strong contest as well. So Jocelyn Hall gets the first free throw to go, and she's got a chance to tie this game at 12. And she does just that. Kansas Wesleyan showing full court press now, just denying Grace Carlson the ball. I'm going to make somebody else bring it up, and Kiana Skank will. Looking to go high post to Cam Green. Couldn't get it to her. She has it all the way out top.
There's this dual threat of bigs right here. Trinity McDowell and Cameron Green on the floor. Green lost it.
The Pioneers have really struggled to get Cameron Green a post catch. She has been the focal point of their offense all season long, and I'm not sure she's even got a post-up catch here in the first quarter.
Yeah.
And credit Kansas Wesleyan defense for that. Because there's a nice backdoor cut, but missing the layup was Catherine Bowman. Pioneers fortunate that time. Great cut, just couldn't convert.
Yeah, Grace Carlson able to make it up, though. Didn't have great defense on that possession, but able to get the rebound and force the foul. Now she'll get a chance to shoot a couple of free throws.
Coach Lewis going back to the bench. Mackenzie Manthe and Zaylee Worth will check back in. Manthe, just a sophomore, started a lot of games as a freshman a season ago. As Carlson puts the Pioneers back on top. Grace, 2 for 2.
Yeah, 79% from the charity stripe this season for the freshman from Michigan. And already 5 points for her in this one.
She is daring Ozuna to go left, keeping her on that side of the floor. Pioneers love to ice ball screens, do it well. Kicked up top, 3 balls on the way from Jill Stevens, and she knocks it down. Coyotes back on top, 15-14. The first bucket from Stevens from downtown.
Okay, Coyotes, I see you. Up by 1 on the road in the Cook Center.
Got off to a bit of a slow start, but have found their footing here in the last few minutes of this first quarter.
No, it's everyone's favorite story, right? The Cinderella teams in March Madness. I mean, in recent memory, you have, St. Peter's upsetting Kentucky recently. You had Oakland University that also upset Kentucky. These Cinderella teams are so fun. Kansas Wesleyan trying to do the same here in the NAIA tournament.
Manthe hands off to McDowell. She can shoot it from the three-point line, puts it on the deck. Now Worth goes inside. McKenzie, double team comes. Worth, 3-ball, top of the key, rattles out.
Excellent look from the top of the key there from Zaylee Worth. Just still not a lot of shots falling for the Pioneers, but they will fall.
Yep, generating clean looks. The double teams come. They're making the right pass. But Jocelyn Hall, little 12-foot jumper, and she's got 7 first quarter points off the bench. It's been a big spark. Worth probing into the lane as she does so well. Kicks out to McDowell. It's going to be Manthe top of the key. She tries a 3. Left it short. We don't see a lot of three-point attempts from Mackenzie Manthe. Had plenty of room, shot it with confidence. Nice move inside with a step through from Hampton Williams. Third team all-conference in the KCAC this year was Williams. Couldn't get the finish.
7-second differential between shot clock and game clock. Let's see if MNU tries to slow it down here.
Carlson probing all the way out near midcourt. Now goes to Manthe up top, 10 on the shot clock. Worth off the zoom action into the paint, kicks, extra pass. McDowell's 3 from the slot, too strong. Pioneers stay cold from the three-point line. Last possession will be for the Coyotes. Here comes Ricks. Hesitates, gets all the way to the rim, right-handed layup, too strong. That'll do it for the first quarter. It is a 17-14 lead for the Coyotes at the end of 1. Watching the opening round of the Women's Basketball National Championship, you're tuned in on the Heart Sports Network.
What goes into building next year's roster? From identifying top prospects to fostering relationships that lead to commitment, recruiting is a full-time mission. WinOne brings it all together into one powerful platform. Whether you're on the road or at the office, WinOne is always within reach. Our iMessage automation makes connecting simple and efficient. Send personalized messages from your own number to every recruit on your list. Adding recruits is fast and effortless. Add as you go, upload a list, or even share a custom QR code. Visualize your roster like never before with the WinOne Depth Chart. Plan positions, customize views, and keep your recruiting strategies sharp. And just like that, you've built next year's roster. Centralized, connected, and built for success. That's recruiting with WinOne. You were built for your athletes. WinOne was built for you.
It's been a back and forth first quarter here in the opening round. Pioneers have 2 starters with 2 fouls apiece, but they are both on the floor to start quarter number 2, and Aubrey Rogers and Kiana Skank. Looks to be the starting 5 on the floor for Kansas Wesleyan as well.
Yeah, and they need to make a difference quick. Pioneers down 3 here in quarter number 1. Thanks to some really good defense from the Coyotes and pretty passing like that.
That was good execution coming out of the break. They had a well-designed set play, got a clean look, couldn't capitalize. Pioneers fortunate. And Zaylee Worth turns it over, just not on the same page with Mary Lukert that time. Thought she was going to cut back door. Lukert came up for the handoff, and there's your turnover.
You know, and I understand a turnover like that. I mean, these girls haven't played since March 3rd. You know, it's been almost 2 weeks since, you know, they've been on the basketball court against another team, you know, not in practice. So those types of miscommunication plays are going to happen.
Pioneers come up with another stop. Rogers is going to bring it across herself. Running the de facto point guard right now without Carlson on the floor. Worth inside, has to kick it out to Skank. Pioneers need to get Cameron Green going. No points in the first half. Not sure she took a shot. Leading scorer, first team all conference, and they try to go inside to her. Finally corrals it between 2 Coyotes. Got the bucket to go, but the foul's going to be called on the floor. No basket. A welcome sight, though, to see a post catch 2 feet in the paint for Cameron Green.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't think she even had a shot attempt yet, and you know, that's frustrating to finally get the ball and put up a really good shot. It just doesn't count. It's waved off. MNU will still keep possession, though.
Yeah, new 20 on the shot clock. It's going to be Skank way out top. Gets the ball screen. Nope, just going to dribble handoff action with Cam Green. Right side. Skank all the way to the cup. Lost her defender for a moment. Didn't take the shot. Worth had it poked away. There's another turnover. Uncharacteristic from Zaylee Worth, who had an outstanding freshman season.
Oh, yeah.
Again, Hart Freshman of the Year. She can do a lot of things on the basketball floor. Versatile player. A couple of turnovers here to start the second quarter.
MNU trying to push the floor there, get a fast break bucket. Just a little bit too quick. Now first 90 seconds of the second quarter. No score from either team. Both coaches telling their girls to really back down on the defensive end.
Lamaya Ricks out top. Step up screen right side from Hall. They want to rescreen, can't get to it. Good job by Skank, icing that ball screen. Hampton Williams all the way to the cup. She's fouled. That was a nice take with the left hand from Williams. Junior from Salina, so a hometown kid.
She's probably got a few family and friends here in the Cook Center tonight. To a lot of Coyote players. Lots of purple in the crowd.
Williams started 29 of 30 games for Kansas Wesleyan. Average double figures, 10 points a game. A little bit of everything. 76 threes on the year. 7.5 rebounds a game, leads the team. A nice junior season. Kansas Wesleyan extends the lead to 5. It'll be Skank bringing it across for the Pioneers. I've had empty possessions for a handful in a row now.
Yeah, have to find something here. What can Skank do?
Here's Williams in transition. Dribble handoff. That's a nice take on the baseline from Catherine Bowman. Bowman's first bucket of the ball game, and it's 3 touchdowns to 2. Kansas Wesleyan 21. The 2 seed hosts Pioneers 14. Just under 8 to go here in the second quarter. Coach Lewis going to take a 30-second timeout, talk things over. Zaylee Worth will inbound to Skank, trailing by 7 now.
Yeah, we talked about the three-headed monster of Mackenzie Manthe, as we see on the floor now, Cameron Green and Trinity McDowell. You know how the Coyotes will have to stop them. So far, combined 0 points for all three of those girls.
Skank in double figures. She's got 11, keeping the Pioneers afloat. And as you mentioned, the three bigs for the Pioneers held scoreless. Got to give a lot of credit to Paige Chauncey, Hampton Williams, and Jocelyn Hall for that excellent interior defense so far. They've made life tough on the Pioneer forwards. Ricks thought about a three, puts it on the deck, gets all the way to the rim and missed that right-handed layup. She's gotten all the way to the cup a couple of times.
Yeah.
Quick first step, but hasn't been able to finish. Manthe back to Rogers. Aubrey all the way to the rim, and she got it up. Thought it was going to go, but she's going to go to the line for 2. Foul's going to be on Lamaya Ricks.
Yeah, Aubrey Rogers, one of the smallest players on the court, only listed at 5'8". She's able to get physical, get in there, and put up shots. And here she earns herself a chance at 2 points.
I'd be interested to see what Coach Showman does to protect his best player. His starting point guard, Lamaya Ricks, picks up her second foul there, and the Pioneers will certainly be aggressive, try to get her to pick up a third here before the half. Is Coach going to leave her out on the floor, trusting his point guard?
Well, yeah, and Pioneers also have 3 different players in foul trouble now. Skank, Rogers, and Cameron Green, all with 2 fouls of their own.
Yep.
Hopefully not going to pick up a third before we hit the halftime break.
Yeah, Angel Lee also with 2 is back in. She sat for most of the first quarter for the Coyotes. Pioneers show zone. They get it to Lee. She goes right through the heart of the zone. Had the floater hit every part of the rim, didn't go. That is not a look the Pioneers want to give up again.
No. Yeah, absolutely not.
Rogers back to the rim. This time cut off by Lee. Spins, misses the fadeaway. Got her own rebound off the deflection, and second chance opportunity, no good. Jocelyn Hall the rebound.
And Coyotes are playing frustrating defense, right? I mean, the Pioneers are getting pretty good looks, but Kansas Wesleyan, still able to get defensive rebounds and poke a few balls away. I mean, they're doing really good at just frustrating this Pioneer offense.
Yeah, no doubt about it. As Ozuna missed a layup on the other end, and I think Kansas Wesleyan has had 3 or 4 pretty clean looks at the rim.
Oh, yeah.
This could be a 10-point game if the Pioneers weren't careful. And also if Kiana Skank wasn't playing tonight, because she's got 13 first-half points, keeping the Pioneers in this one almost single-handedly on the offensive end.
How about that, the senior who's played, some pretty high levels of basketball in her career. With the national tournament, I can almost guarantee you John Lewis taking her aside and telling her, hey, you got to be a leader tonight, this weekend here.
There's a steal from Zaylee Worth, so the Pioneers force a turnover in the zone.
Smart
Changing up the momentum a little bit here. Back-to-back possessions in that kind of amoeba 1-1-3 zone. Rogers, 3-ball, knocks it down. Aubrey Rogers, her first triple tonight, puts the Pioneers back on top. They were down by 7, and it has been a 9-0 run.
Big-time 3 from Aubrey Rogers. First three-pointer of the night for MNU, and it couldn't have come at a better time as Lamaya Ricks matches with a three-pointer of her own.
Big shot from Ricks. Just was left all alone in the zone and made the Pioneers pay. Back-to-back triples. Pioneers turn it over, looking to run in transition. See if Coach Lewis stays in the zone, or they're going to go back to man-to-man. Another reason for playing the zone is, like you've mentioned, they're trying to protect a couple of players with 2 fouls.
Right.
Rogers and Green both in there right now. Pioneers do stay zone. Worth to the corner. Lee one-on-one in the post. Goes high-low. Jocelyn Hall's layup too strong. But the O-board in the miss by Hampton Williams. That is 2 point-blank chances for the Coyotes that came up empty.
Just have to hit those in a game like this against a team like MNU. I mean, those have to fall.
Zaylee Worth going to go to the line for 2. And then Kansas Wesleyan, some empty trips here in the second quarter, but a lot of clean looks.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, kind of the story of MNU had a ton of clean looks from beyond the arc that weren't falling. Now Kansas Wesleyan, a lot of good looks from inside the arc.
Yeah.
Still not falling.
In the paint, most of them. Either.
Yeah.
Worth misses the first of two. Got a chance to tie us at 24. I thought we would be headed to immediate timeout on that foul, but maybe it'll be next dead ball, not on a shooting foul.
Yeah.
Cameron Bowman checks back in. Will inbound for the Coyotes.
Doesn't bother me, though, getting to watch a little bit more basketball here. And between these two teams, momentum's going back and forth here. A really fun point in this ballgame.
Yeah, it has been a tense first half. The great crowd on hand, really, for both groups. There's a lot of purple in the stands, and, of course, the Pioneer faithful. Lee puts it on the deck inside, one-on-one with Green. Cut it off, dribbled it off her foot, but was able to recover. Stevens, late shot clock. She's going to have to take a runner, left it short. There's Cameron Green coming up with a stop.
It's a rebound from Cameron Green. A solid 30 seconds of defense from the Nears. Zaylee Worth taking it all the way.
Coast to coast for the freshman of the year, Zaylee Worth. That's just her first field goal tonight. She's such an important part of this Pioneer team.
Absolutely. Now both of the Pioneers starting freshmen on the scoreboard, settled into this game. Another missed free throw from the Coyotes.
Yeah, another layup, decent look, and Lamaya Ricks has gotten to the rim over and over again, but has struggled to finish from inside. Lukert in transition, shot blocked by Lee. Was able to recover it, but there's Ricks with the steal. Coyotes don't really have numbers, and Ricks going to slow it down.
Back and forth. Some hustle plays from both teams to fight for the ball, fight for every shot. As that one is good.
That is a smooth stroke from the three-point line for Lamaya Ricks. She's hit two of them here in the second quarter. And as her shooting struggles at the rim have continued, she has a pure stroke from the three-point line.
Back and forth we go, Nate. These two teams trading buckets, trading the lead. Mary Lukert gives the lead right back to MNU.
Yeah, Aubrey Rogers did it a couple of minutes ago, answered a three with a three of her own, and now Mary Lukert off the bench with her first bucket. Pioneers back on top by two. A fantastic second quarter from both of these groups, really. Hall sets the ball screen up top. There's Stevens inside, kicks to Catherine Bowman. Job by the Pioneers, icing the ball screen, and Zaylee Worth comes up with the steal. Pioneers have numbers. Rogers into the corner. You want to go inside to Cam Green. One-on-one in the post. Green goes right through Hall for the bucket.
There she is. There's Cameron Green on the board. And head coach Ryan Schulman has seen enough. He wants a timeout trying to stop this Pioneer run.
Yeah, just a 30-second timeout for Kansas Wesleyan, so we'll stay here with you. Cameron Green, a first-team all-conference selection in the Heart of America, is the Pioneers' leading scorer and rebounder, just a sophomore. And her first bucket of the ball game here comes with 2:08 to play in the first half, and gives the Pioneers a 4-point lead.
We're starting to see in the first quarter, it was all Kiana Skank and Grace Carlson. I mean, that was all of the offense for the Pioneers, really. And it was enough to keep them in the game, but now in the second quarter, the ball is getting distributed all over the court. Every player is making their mark in this game. I mean, currently every player on the floor, which is the starters, and then Mary Lukert, they've all scored at some point in this game. So everyone getting hot for MNU.
Yeah, a lot of depth, balanced attack really from both teams. Bowman in the corner to Stevens. Gets a ball screen from Jocelyn Hall. And that's going to be an illegal screen. Yep. Foul's going to be whistled on Madison Lambert, I believe, who we hadn't seen much action for prior to her first personal. They're calling it on Jocelyn Hall, and I think they may talk about that and switch it.
Yeah, it didn't look like Jocelyn Hall was there. Yep. There we go.
Yeah, that's the right call. So they called Jocelyn Hall initially, and they've switched that foul over to be on Madison Lambert, which is good news for Kansas Wesleyan. As Jocelyn Hall's had a heck of a first half, they don't want her to pick up an unnecessary foul.
Yeah, absolutely not. It's a big stop, though, for MNU. Coyotes coming out of the timeout, couldn't get the bucket. Now they got to make a stop.
Worth probing, back to Aubrey Rogers. Aubrey goes drive and kick. Skank late shot clock into the paint. Zaylee Worth spinning, gets to that left hand, gets the scoop layup off the glass, too strong.
She is such a good finisher inside in the rim. You almost expect every shot she puts up in the paint to fall. That one just a bit too tough.
Ricks all the way to the rim, same story. Got there, couldn't finish. Skank back the other way, drops it off for Worth. Nice passing transition. Zaylee Worth with the easy two.
Excellent pass right there from Kiana Skank. She's 4th on the team in assists, adds another one right there. MNU lead swells to 6.
3 from the corner, too strong. Mary Lukert tracks down the rebound. Pioneers could go 2 for 1 if it's awfully quick. And they're going to slow down, run some offense. Good decision. All momentum on the Pioneers side right now to end second quarter. Skank left all alone. Kiana, 3-ball off the mark. Coyotes can take the final shot of this first half, and they're being directed to do just that by Coach Showman. Ricks brings it across the timeline.
Don't want to give the ball back to MNU here before the second half. Momentum already so much in favor of the Nears.
Yeah, it was a 21-14 lead for Kansas Wesleyan at one time. Ricks all the way to the cup, and there she gets a finish to go down. Lamaya Ricks, who's had a great first half, 11 points, makes it a 4-point ball game at the break. It is a 33-29 lead. Kiana Skank and Lamaya Ricks trading buckets in the first round of the Women's Basketball Championship presented by Balaji, and you're tuned in on the Heart Sports Network.
baby. Let's go.
Well, welcome back into the Cook Center. You are on the campus of Mid-America Nazarene University, and we are halfway through game number 1 in the Women's NAIA National Championship Tournament. Your host, the Pioneers, took a 33-29 lead into the break over Kansas Wesleyan. And Pioneers were led in scoring by Kiana Skank with 13 first-half points, and true to the season form, as leading scorer for the Coyotes was Lamaya Ricks. She's in double figures with 11. Should be Pioneer basketball to get things started here in the second half. Same starting 5 from both groups. What felt like a fast-paced first half, but 33-29, relatively low scoring, but you'll see that in playoff basketball.
Yeah, there were spurts and runs, and there was one moment in the second quarter where both teams were going back and forth on every possession. So, been a really close game, though, so far.
And neither team able to pull away. I think largest lead maybe 7 for either group. And Zaylee Worth going to be whistled for the travel. The turnovers have been an issue really for both teams.
Yeah.
And Kansas Wesleyan, as we mentioned, did not shoot a high percentage from 2 in the first half, but shooting 75% from beyond the three-point line. Now just 4 attempts, but 3 for 4 from downtown and 7 for 25 from 2.
Yeah, and how about that? You know, how do you explain that? There's a great shot from Angel Lee.
Angel Lee changing that, getting all the way to the cup and finishing inside with the left hand. Makes it a 2-point game. Cameron Green, quiet first half from Green, gets right to the rim with the drop step, and Cameron Green gets the scoring started in half number 2 for the Pioneers.
What a great post move by the sophomore Cameron Green right there. On the right block, able to get the finish with the right hand. Open up the Pioneers scoring here.
And I felt like Jocelyn Hall did a great job interior defense in the first half, but she comes off the bench, so maybe you can get Cameron Green going here early.
There's Paige Chauncey. She's the starter down low for the Coyotes, getting a nice bucket there.
Yeah, and Chauncey did have 2 quick fouls in the first half. That's her first bucket of the ball game. Pioneers go back inside to Cam Green. There were 4 purple jerseys surrounding her. Kicked it out to Rogers wisely, and a foul is going to be whistled on that's going to be on Hampton Williams, excuse me.
A lot of unhappy Coyote fans on that call.
Yeah.
Not afraid to be vocal here in the Cook Center.
And that's the 3rd personal on Williams. Pretty quick into the 3rd quarter. Something to keep an eye on. A lot of players with 2. There was a lot of whistles in the first half both ways. Skank all the way to the rim. Lefty finished through contact. Got her own miss, but it was poked out of bounds by Paige Chauncey. Pioneers will keep possession.
That would have been an incredible finish from Kiana Skank. She had so much momentum going towards the basket with the left-handed floater. Almost got it to fall.
Carlson goes inside to Green. One-on-one, no double team comes, but skip pass to Worth. Zaylee spinning in the paint as she does so well. Got to that right hand off the glass, and she gets it to go. Tough finish.
Incredible post move there. Early points in the paint for the Pioneers. How they're going to win this game. They're such a physical team. They know they're not the strongest from beyond the arc. But that interior offense, and here the interior defense is strong for MNU as well.
Yeah, good position inside, forces the turnover. Ricks denying Carlson the ball. They want someone else to initiate the offense, but Kiana Skank more than capable of doing that.
Oh yeah, 13 points for her in half number 1. Let's see, when does she get it going in the second half?
Rogers off the handoff, thought about a 3, turns it down. Worth left all alone. Zaylee's 3 from the wing knocks it down. Zaylee Worth now in double figures with 10. Pioneers push the lead back out to 7.
How about that? 5 quick points from the freshman here to start the 3rd quarter. A huge 3 there, just the 3rd 3 of the night for MNU.
Yeah, Ricks weaving through traffic, found Angel Lee, and Angel Lee gets another bucket. Her 2nd field goal here to start the 3rd quarter. She sat much of the first quarter with 2 quick fouls and has made her presence felt here to start the second half.
Carlson, that one rims in and out, almost had another 3. MNU not shooting it so well from beyond the arc, 3 for 11 so far in this game.
Lee probing, goes right at Green all the way to the rim. Had it partially blocked by Green, but Coyotes with an offensive rebound. No reset on the shot clock. Ricks all alone from 3. She can really shoot from downtown. Pioneers fortunate Another open three, this one from Bowman, and another offensive rebound.
This is something MNU has done so well all season, is the offensive rebounds, and now it's Kansas Wesleyan getting a couple of offensive rebounds of their own.
Ricks drives baseline, cut off by Rogers, and the reverse no good. Good defense from Aubrey, able to avoid picking up her third foul. Pioneers had numbers for a moment, instead going to slow it down. Green holds the ball out top. Drives in, had it stolen away. Angel Lee came from the baseline and just picked it clean.
Yeah, just wasn't paying attention there, Cameron Green. Nice move! Angel Lee makes it a one-possession game.
The spin cycle from Angel Lee, that's a nasty finish. She's got 8 points. A big start to the third quarter for Lee. One-possession ball game in the Cook Center.
Yeah, Angel Lee and Lamaya Ricks, a senior and a fifth-year senior respectively, leaders of this Coyote team, not only on the floor but off the floor as well.
And that foul is going to be away from the basketball, trying to fight through a screen. They're going to get Angel Lee for the personal. That's her third, and she'll stay on the floor for now, those 3 fouls.
I like the decision. She's playing really good basketball right now. Seeing the game really well. You don't want to take out your hottest player right now. Even though she has 3 fouls, I think it's worth her staying on the floor for a few more minutes.
And Ozuna is going to check in for Bowman, so Lee will remain on the floor. Rogers is going to inbound it, baseline underneath. Got it to Skank, right side, 2-man game with Cam Green. Green skip pass to Mary Lukert. Right back to Green, great post up. Green all the way to the rim, gets the bucket to go.
So strong on the inside right there from Cameron Green. Able to get around Chauncey's defense. Cameron Green 6 points now tonight.
Ozuna casts up a 3 off the dribble, fresh in off the bench. Too strong. A rebound battled for and eventually deflected out of bounds. It will be Coyote basketball, but we've hit an under 5 media timeout here in the third quarter. The back and forth third quarter has the Pioneers on top by 5, 4:58 to go in the third here in the opening round of the NAIA National Tournament. Coyote basketball, baseline underneath with 20 on the shot clock. Lamaya Ricks will inbound it.
Let's see if MNU can stretch this lead here. Only 5 points right now. It seems like, especially in the second half of the season, they were winning every game by double digits, but they would get up by 20, even 30 points, and then just kind of stay there the rest of the game. There's a huge 3. That's Jill Stevens.
Jill Stevens has knocked down 2 of those now. Had 1 in the first half, and she makes this a 2-point ball game. Rogers outside, going to Cameron Green, top of the key. They like to run offense through Green in the top of the key or in that mid post. Open 3 from Rogers, and it goes down. There's the assist for Green off the dribble handoff. She draws so much attention, and Rogers, left alone, knocks it down.
Huge 3 for Rogers, her second of the night. MNU goes back up by 5. That's an excellent answer to Jill Stevens' 3-pointer.
That's got to be the 3rd or 4th time tonight that Kansas Wesleyan has hit a 3, and the Pioneers have immediately responded with one of their own. But Jill Stevens, back-to-back triples now.
Okay.
She's hit one on 2 straight trips. Will the Pioneers respond again from downtown?
I want to see Aubrey Rogers run a set play, get her an open 3 right here.
She's being pressured out top by Ricks. Green, high post. Is looking for Lukert, instead going to call her own number and knocks down the turnaround jumper. Cameron Green making her presence felt in the third quarter.
30-second timeout.
And Coach Lewis wants to talk things over. Quick 30-second timeout, and you've got to imagine he's saying, hey, let's not let number 40 take another wide-open three because she's going to knock it down.
Yeah, coming off the bench, hit 2 corner threes in a row. And that was the story we said in the first half, right? Kansas Wesleyan not shooting the ball well inside the paint, really struggling. A lot of open looks not falling. But from downtown, they are making it rain. And it looks like Ryan Shulman, head coach for the Coyotes, is kind of buying into that a little bit tonight, right? Get your players open on the perimeter. If the shots are falling, keep them coming.
And conversely, although the Pioneers have answered with three-point makes of their own, but it's been a heavy dose of Cameron Green in the paint here in the third quarter, and that's Pioneer basketball. That's what we saw all season long. And not just Cameron Green. They have 3-4 players that can score in the post, but it's been Green and Worth here in the third quarter scoring in the interior.
Yeah, MNU known for tough basketball. Originally established by Rocky Lamart, the namesake of the court we're playing on tonight. And John Lewis continuing that legacy set by the legendary men's basketball coach here at MNU for so long.
Yeah, absolutely. Coach Lewis named the Heart of America Coach of the Year this season, as he has in previous years. Again, this is a team that won the national championship in 2016 under his leadership.
And how about this? MNU is averaging more than 18 points per game more than their opponents this season. That's not just in their wins, that's in their losses too. An average of 18 points more than their opponents in every game this season. That's just remarkable.
Yep, that's how you go 24-0 in conference play and earn yourself a 2 seed in the tournament. Like Jocelyn Hall, who had a big first half off the bench, checks in, gets the bucket inside. She's got 9 points. Hall and Stevens with 18 off the bench. Zaylee Worth, strong take, went right through Jill Stevens, but couldn't get the layup to go.
Yeah, nice move, driving that shoulder in, just couldn't get the finish.
Bowman penetrates, gets all the way to the rim, and Zaylee Worth blocked it from behind. Good recovery from Worth as Bowman had an angle to the rim, and Zaylee erased it.
Yeah, there's that height. She's listed at 6'1" right there, and all that height, able to swat that ball away.
You see a lot of 6'1" players at this level that are just strictly post players. Zaylee Worth really plays 1 through 5 for this team. Puts the ball on the floor, has guard skills, but can play inside as well.
Such a versatile player, and only a freshman.
There's a steal from Kiana Skank, but had her toe on the sideline there. And I question whether or not, there we go. So they originally reset the shot clock, but there was no change of possession. So just 8 on the shot clock for Kansas Wesleyan.
Chance to tie, potentially take the lead on this possession. Would be their first lead of the second half.
Ricks all the way to the rim, so quick, but struggling to finish inside. Stevens, not someone you want to see open if you're a Pioneer fan, and Jill Stevens does miss the catch and shoot 3. I'm not even sure she got it off cleanly. That could have been a shot clock violation. Officials let it go.
Yeah, either way, Pioneer basketball here. Trying to stretch this lead. Here's Luker from downtown. No good.
And a loose ball foul. Zaylee Worth draws the foul, going for the offensive rebound. It's going to be called on Stevens, her first. Third team foul on Kansas Wesleyan here in the third quarter. Pioneers yet to commit a foul in the third.
Yeah, and there you go. That's a lot different from the first quarter where both of these teams were in the bonus. Now MNU playing really clean defense.
Rogers penetrates right to left, all the way inside, a wild left-handed layup. There's Mackenzie Manthe for the O board.
Nice board right there.
Errant pass stolen away by Ricks. Ricks all the way to the rim. Missed the layup again, but she's going to go to the line for 2. Grace Carlson whistled for the foul.
It's a great takeaway right there from Lamaya Ricks, transitioning all the way into the foul on the other end.
And
making a difference on both ends.
Aubrey Rogers is going to exit, and she's being tended to by the trainers. I think maybe she lost a contact is what it looked like. There was some contact on the steal, but I think clean play ahead going for the basketball. Ricks with the steal and rewarded with 2 free throws. And Ricks 2 for 2. That smooth stroke. She's got 13 points. a game-high 13, ties Kiana Skank, who had 13 early points and has been quiet for the last 10 minutes of game time.
Yeah. Well, I believe she was in double digits by the end of quarter number 1.
Yeah, she was.
She had a very hot start. Since then, been pretty cold. Other players, though.
Worth with a layup line jumper there. Nobody around from 15 feet, but rattles out.
Had to get rid of it there. Picked up her own dribble.
Riggs back to Jocelyn Hall. She's had a good game. Up and over Cameron Green, too strong.
Defense. Good job by Cameron Green staying straight up right there, not drawing the foul. Here comes Skank the other way.
Coast to coast with the left hand. Kiana Skank with a game-high 15. Pioneers back on top.
Huge bucket there, her first bucket of half number 2. Can the senior lead this Pioneers team into a second round opportunity here in the national tournament?
I'll tell you what, this doesn't feel like a 15-2 matchup, does it? It feels
Absolutely
like two
not.
pretty evenly matched teams.
And they've been playing very evenly matched. That's a nice move.
Ozuna got all the way to the rim and couldn't get it to go. That's kind of been the story of the game for the Kansas Wesleyan is they've got clean looks inside and just haven't converted from 2. Their shooting from downtown has kept them in it. Skank probes at the elbow. Nice crossover to the rim. Another one. Kiana Skank.
Buckets on back-to-back possessions from the senior there, taking over the end of this third quarter.
It's such a luxury to have a player that can just go get her bucket on her own if a play breaks down, and Skank can certainly do that. Pioneers ice that ball screen. Ricks gets rid of it. Elbow jumper left too short by Jocelyn Hall, and Carlson there to pull it in. Pioneers can take the last shot of the quarter if they don't turn it over, but there's Bowman, forces the turnover in the backcourt. It's going to be a jump ball, but possession arrow favors Kansas Wesleyan.
Yeah, Carlson just found herself falling, couldn't find anyone open. Looks like she tripped over Skank. She was down on the floor, just no one available there for the pass. And
heads up play, too, by Catherine Bowman. She was a long ways away and read that one and steals an extra possession.
More shot here. Chance to make it a one-possession play before the end of the quarter.
Stevens one-on-one with Lukert. Here comes a screen from Hall. Stevens drives baseline. Scoop layup doesn't go, but she's fouled. And Jill Stevens going to go to the line for 2. I don't know what she shoots from the free throw line, but after watching her shoot it from downtown, I bet it's pretty high percentage.
Jill Stevens has a lot of shooting, too.
Oh, yeah, you're right. 92%
there we
from
go.
the line.
92% free throw shooter. Nothing but net on the first.
This is impressive. 92%. I mean, that's one thing to do it in practice, but to do it with a crowd like this at MNU, knocking down 2 free throws, making it a one-possession game.
That basketball never even thought about hitting the rim. Just straight through cleanly. Jill Stevens with 11. Makes it a 2-point ball game as we head into the fourth quarter. You're watching the opening round of the NAIA National Championship Tournament here in the Cook Center on Mid-America Nazarene University campus. And the winner of this ball game will take on the winner of game number 2 of our doubleheader here tonight between Mid-America Christian out of Oklahoma City and Northwestern from Iowa. That game will follow this one about 8 o'clock tonight, and the winners will have a ball game here tomorrow for the chance to go to the Sweet 16 in Sioux City, final site.
Yeah, should be an excellent game. Here's an excellent player, Cameron Green, entering double digits now on the night.
Here we go. What was a quiet first half from Cameron Green. The exact opposite here in the second half. She's been dominant inside. And that's an offensive foul on Angel Lee away from the basketball. So I didn't see that play as I was watching the ball handler, but Angel Lee picks up her fourth, and she's going to head back to the bench. That is a big call.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, she's one of the leading scorers for this Coyote team, and I didn't see a lot of contact there on that foul away from the ball, but definitely not pleased with herself, heading back to the bench.
And she had a big stretch there in the third quarter, about 3 straight buckets for the Coyotes. And trying to clean up, it looks just like a scuff mark on the floor before play resumes. Doesn't look to be a wet spot, just a scuff.
It's like a little man getting the job done, getting a little bit of extra help.
We have blood on the floor, possibly? I didn't see exactly what's going to cause the delay, but they're going to send both teams to the bench, clear up one spot on the court before play resumes.
Gives us a chance to regroup before this fourth quarter. I mean, it's been really close. Kansas Wesleyan just staying in it. They never had a lead in the third quarter, but they are right there. I mean, 2 possessions in a row where they can get a stop on defense and a make on offense. And then, I mean, there you go. Kansas Wesleyan could potentially tie or take the lead. So MNU unable to put away the Coyotes. They're being pesky as the 15 seed trying to make an upset here.
Yeah, back and forth ball game teams. It started off in the first half, teams were trading stops. Neither team could score. That third quarter, they were just trading baskets. Neither team could get a stop. Offenses came alive.
Still looking at that spot on the court. I can't really see what it is from up here.
Yeah, we're on like our 4th person tending to this spot. At first it was the ball boy, and then it came out with the athletic training staff. They brought out the spray and the gloves, and I don't know what's going on. Very concerned about a very small spot on the floor. Makes me think it could be a blood spot, because that does happen.
Yeah.
You got to make sure you get that cleaned up. Trainers are still taking a look. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back here in the Cook Center to bring you the final 9:29 of the opening round of the national tournament here at Mid-America Nazarene University. And the loudest ovation we've heard in the last 5 to 10 minutes comes for the 6-man cleaning crew, as we should have the cleanest 2-foot by 2-foot square inch of basketball court on the planet. All kinds of substances and towels and people on their hands and knees getting that spot cleaned up. Whatever that substance was, it's been well taken care of.
Sounds like a setup to a joke. How many refs does it take to clean a basketball court?
Yeah, there's no doubt. That was quite the delay for what's been a great basketball game, but we'll get the last 9 minutes back started. Pioneers looking to go inside, pass deflected out of bounds. We were taking bets up here in the booth as to what that substance was on the floor. Not sure we're going to get confirmation.
The current most logical idea is that it's grease dripping from one of the side baskets here in the Cook Center. They just put grease on those rims. Here's Lukert for 3. No good. Nice rebound from Green.
And Cameron Green with the putback, continuing her big second half. She's got 12 points now. Has to be in double-double territory, I would imagine. Pioneers pushing that lead back out to 6. All the way to the cup goes Azuna. Just parts the Red Sea. Nobody in front.
And there's finally a layup for the Coyotes that actually falls down. I mean, they're not going to get a layup much easier than that, running up the right side with no defense. But there's something for their confidence there. Have to be able to shoot it from inside if they want to stay in this game.
And the Coyotes have had a lot of production off the bench. That's the first bucket from Ozuna off the bench. 4-point ball game. Skank probing right side, gets a screen from Green, turns it down. Goes to Green at the elbow. Cameron. Skip pass to Worth inside. 1 on the shot clock. Fadeaway jumper, too strong. Good defensive possession for Kansas Wesleyan. Here comes Lamaya Ricks. 5th-year senior, leading scorer, gets all the way to the rim, and she's fouled. Lamaya Ricks will head back to the free throw line where she's about a 75% free throw shooter.
You can hear the crowd pop from these Coyote fans after every good play that they're making their impact on the game. The 6th man here, traveling down from Salina.
No doubt about it. They are well represented here tonight. This is an anomaly I don't know if I've ever seen on a stat sheet. After 30 games, Lamaya Ricks has taken 114 free throws and made 85 of them. Angel Lee has taken 114 free throws, made 85 of them. That is insane.
It's crazy stuff, Nate. Crazy numbers in this game. Oh, and there's stoppage of play. Looks like refs are going to discuss what happened. I thought I saw Cameron Green elbow Jocelyn Hall in the face.
Well, that's the bench from Kansas Wesleyan is asking the officials to go to the monitor and review this play. I think they may be saying the same exact thing.
Or excuse me, that's Paige Chauncey, not Jocelyn Hall.
But the foul call on the floor is a personal foul on Paige Chauncey of the Coyotes. But Kansas Wesleyan bench is saying, hey, you need to take a look at that one. And the officials will do just that. So timeout on the floor, under 8 to play. The officials will be reviewing possibly some contact above the shoulders there.
Yeah, from first look, I thought it was Cameron Green getting that elbow in there.
I don't know if we have a replay. We might be able to get a replay of it ourselves. If not, you get to enjoy Dr. J's band playing in the background.
Yeah, I thought that was an elbow on Green there. But on the floor, it's a foul on Chauncey. Let's see if the officials keep their original call or change their mind here. This is a big foul, right? I mean, it goes the other way. Then Kansas Wesleyan with the chance to tie, potentially take the lead for the first time in the second half. But if it remains MNU basketball, then they get a chance to go up by 2 possessions again. It's a huge call here coming up.
Yeah, and not only could Kansas Wesleyan tie and keep the basketball, especially if it's called a flagrant, which anything above the head or above the shoulders, head and neck area often is a flagrant one, even if it's unintentional. It would also be Cameron Green's 4th personal.
Wow.
That's a big loss for the Pioneers if she has to sit for some time.
And meanwhile, if it is Paige Chauncey's, I believe it is either her 3rd or her 4th.
Yep.
So 2 players in foul trouble could be affected by this upcoming call.
Well, this fourth quarter has been dragging on for about half an hour, and we've only played 2 minutes.
Yeah, do they realize we got another game here? You can see
No
the
doubt.
Northwestern Mid-America Christian squads eagerly awaiting their game on the sidelines.
So the officials had a conference at the video monitor, and then they had a conference at midcourt, and now they're going to have a conference with both head coaches.
This has been one of the most exciting and the most boring fourth quarters of basketball I've ever seen in my life.
You got to exercise quite the amount of patience. 2 minutes have gone by, and we're probably getting close to half an hour into this fourth quarter. And the Kansas Wesleyan bench is excited. We haven't got the official word on the call.
The call for is a common foul on number 35, Paige Chauncey.
So common foul stands on Paige Chauncey,
Intentional foul, number 24,
and an intentional foul on Cameron Green. So a double foul, one's called an intentional on Green. She'll sit with 4 as Mackenzie Manthe will check in, and Kansas Wesleyan will have 2 free throws with nobody surrounding the paint, and wisely they're going to send Jill Stevens to the line.
Makes sense.
Nothing but net for Stevens. Chance to tie us at 55 now. And it rattles out. Again, Stevens, a 90+% free throw shooter.
Wow.
And her first 3 foul shots didn't even come close to hitting the rim. Has a smooth stroke from the three-point line as well. She's got 12 points now, but Kansas Wesleyan trails by 1 with the basketball.
MNU will keep the lead here. It's Jocelyn Hill. We'll check back in for the Coyotes.
And we'll see how long Coach Lewis keeps Cam Green on the bench. Under 8 to play with those 4 fouls. I bet we'll see her around the 5-minute mark.
Yeah, probably.
And that's a turnover right away. Ricks and Bowman trying to dribble handoff, just fumbled the exchange out of bounds.
Tensions are rising here in the Cook Center. Both of these teams with so many supporters going back and forth. Just feel the energy here in the Cook Center. Both of these teams trying to will themselves to victory.
Into the second round of the national tournament, and back-to-back turnovers now. This one was a jump ball. Arrow favors the Coyotes.
Yeah, this game has seen its spurts of offensive moments where both teams just can't miss, and now we're seeing a moment where both teams' defenses can't help but make stops.
Ricks up top to Stevens. She's been the hot hand from outside. Kicks, Jocelyn Hall at the elbow. Back to Ricks. Gets the screen from Hall. It's just been a 2-man game with those 2 on the right side. Under 5 on the shot clock. Lamaya Ricks all the way to the rim, missed the layup. There's Mackenzie Manthe for the rebound.
Tough rebound there from Manthe. Huge one. Here comes Rogers the other way.
Aubrey misses the layup inside. The Kansas Wesleyan crowd thought that she may have traveled. No whistle.
It doesn't matter for them. Coyote ball here anyways. And take the lead with a bucket of any kind.
Stevens fumbled it, got it back, did keep that pivot foot down. You heard the Cook Center crowd explode. They wanted to travel. I think she kept that pivot foot solid. Looked awkward. Doesn't make it a turnover. The Hall elbow jumper goes out of bounds. Here come the Pioneers, and they turn it over. Lamaya Ricks steals the pass, playing free safety. But it has been a sloppy last few possessions.
Yeah, maybe it's the grease on the court kind of running itself into the game here. Just sloppy.
It was a well-played first 3.5 quarters. Here's Hall spinning. Finds a cutting Bowman all the way to the rim. She got it to go, and Kansas Wesleyan takes a 56-55 lead.
Their first lead of the second half, and now emotions are really tense here for the Pioneer fans. But Kiana Skank clears it up with a tough layup right there. Pioneers take the lead right back.
Yeah, as they have done all night, answered the bell after a big basket, but that one with the lead change on the line, and Kiana Skank puts Pioneers back up. Bowman gets a screen from Hall right side and an illegal screen. That's about the third or fourth illegal screen called against Kansas Wesleyan.
That's her first personal.
And now we see Angel Lee checking back in for the Coyotes with 4 fouls. Do we see Cameron Green checking in soon as well for the Pioneers? Not at the moment.
And Manthe remains out there at the 5 spot. It's Rogers going up top to McKenzie. Dribble handoff with Skank. She takes a 3 from the logo, knocks it down. Kiana Skank is red hot. She's got 22. Pioneers lead by 4.
Ice in her veins. Logo 3 in the national tournament. MNU is up by 4 once again. What a huge bucket from the senior.
Chauncey probing, lefty jump hook off the glass and good. That's a tough basket from Paige Chauncey, just a sophomore. She's showing her skills in the paint.
Kansas Wesleyan will not go away. Relentless. Right here, a chance to keep their season alive. Pull off what would be one of the biggest upsets of the tournament.
A 15-2 on paper, but it has been an even matchup all night long. Kansas Wesleyan got out to that 21-14 lead, and it has been back and forth. Pioneers have led between 2 and 7 most of the way. Inside, Chauncey fumbled it, but Zaylee Worth got a piece, so Kansas Wesleyan will keep possession.
See, the ball has just been hot potatoed its way around the court for all of this fourth quarter. I mean, a lot of turnovers, lots of potential fast breaks, just haven't gone either team's way.
And Pioneers' leading scorer, Cameron Green, will check back in, so waited till 4:17 to return to the court. And now we're going to stop play for Aubrey Rogers to be tended to.
Yeah, I saw something in her nose originally. I wonder if she had a nosebleed earlier in the game. Maybe that's what was on the court. She does have like a stopper in her nose, and now it looks like they're tending to her jersey. And
it may have a uniform malfunction, potentially having to switch out either the jersey or the shorts if there's some blood on there. And so that'll take Grace Carlson into the ball game, as originally they wanted to leave Rogers in, but at some point officials said we got to keep play moving.
Yeah.
And Rogers will check right back in. So that was as quick as you could possibly change uniforms, but she's back at the scorer's table.
It's the little things, right? Don't practice those, but got to do it quick. Here's a big 3.
Lamaya Ricks left all alone with a pure stroke off the back rim, but an offensive rebound pulled in by Paige Chauncey, and she's fouled. Big O board steals an extra possession for the Coyotes.
Wow. Here comes Rogers right back in. Another foul on MNU. That's their 3rd team foul. So both teams 2 fouls away from the bonus, which could come into play late in this game. One of these teams might have to play the free throw game with the other.
Yeah, absolutely. Free throws don't win you every game, just the close ones, and this is going to be a close one. Angel Lee ties us at 60.
Wow.
She has spent too much time on the bench in foul trouble, but she has been an impact when she's on the floor.
Yeah, entering double digits now for Angel Lee and tying this game at 60.
Lukert off the handoff, top of the key 3, left it short. Lee had the rebound for a moment, but Lukert poked it away. Second three-point attempt was blocked out of bounds by Stevens. The Pioneers will keep possession with 17 on the shot clock.
Just great hustle from Kiana Skank and Mary Lukert to keep that ball here. Mary Lukert, she hustles after every loose ball. I'm sure John Lewis loves to see a player that just hustles every chance she gets.
There's Lukert driving baseline all the way to the rim, got it to go.
There she is.
0 for 2 from downtown, and confidence not deterred at all. The blow-by and the layup, Pioneers back in the lead.
Now got to make a stop. Can they stop Lamaya Ricks?
Nice pass from Ricks inside, and the mid-range jumper, nothing but net for Chauncey. Give Ricks the credit for the assist there. Drew 2 defenders and just dropped it off for the easy 10-footer. Back and forth we go, tied at 62. Under 3 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. First round of the national championship tournament.
My heart rate's rising, and I'm not even playing the game out there. I'm just standing up here talking about it. Can't imagine how these players have to keep their composure late.
Skip pass, Rogers, 3-ball, knocks it down. Aubrey Rogers, big 3. She's in double figures with 11. There's another assist for Cameron Green out of that mid-post. How will the Coyotes respond? Under 2.5 minutes to play.
That's another clutch 3 from Aubrey Rogers. She's hit so many of them here in this game in her career, as Zaylee Worth is called for the foul there. Only her second.
Her second, but the 4th team foul on the Pioneers, so Coyotes will be in the bonus for the remainder. They have 1 foul to give, just 3 on Kansas Wesleyan. Here comes Stevens to the corner. Instead, they go inside to Chauncey. Left-handed jump hook, up and in. Paige Chauncey, couple of buckets here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, and we were just on a defensive pace of play where every team making a stop. Now we're back to offense. Both teams scoring on every possession.
Box set for the Pioneers. They want to go inside to Green. Couldn't get it to her initially. Here comes Rogers off 2 screens. Now they get it to Cameron Green. Double team, maybe triple team comes. Skank, 3-ball from the slot. Oh. How did it not go down? That was halfway down and popped out.
Wow. Hit every part of the rim on that one. A heartbreaker for the Pioneers.
Cook Center was ready to explode, but Kank stuck on 22 points for now. Chauncey trying to get it to Ricks. She does. Chauncey, mid-range jumper. She's had the hot hand, hits another one, and puts Kansas Wesleyan in the lead. Paige Chauncey's had 4 buckets in the 4th quarter.
Surprise, Cameron Green gave her so much space out there. That was a wide open look from Chauncey.
And that's going to be a foul on Chauncey on the other end, trying to deny the ball into Cameron Green. So now Chauncey picks up her 4th, and both teams will be in the bonus the rest of the way now. Just over a minute to play in a 1-point ball game. Your 15-seeded Kansas Wesleyan leads the Pioneers by 1.
Yeah, buckle up. We've got a good finish in store.
Worth up and over. I believe that's on Hampton Williams, and Zaylee Worth will go to the line for 2. That's the 4th on Williams, so foul trouble really across the board. Zaylee Worth with the 2 biggest free throws of her young freshman career.
The loudest I've heard this Coyote crowd all night.
Calmly knocks down the first and ties us at 66. Got them both. Zaylee Worth puts the Pioneers back on top. 1:02 to play. Lamaya Ricks will bring it across the timeline.
The clutch free throws put the Pioneers back on top. Makes this possession so much more important for Kansas Wesleyan.
Pull-up jumper from Williams, no good, but there's Paige Chauncey again, and she goes back to that left hand, no good. And Worth tracks down the rebound. 13-second difference between shot and game clock. Kansas Wesleyan does not need to foul. They've got plenty of time to get a stop. 1-point game.
Can't believe Kansas Wesleyan couldn't get a shot to fall there. They got 2 great looks and almost got a 3rd one if they got that rebound.
Skank into the paint, spins, had it partially blocked. She was fouled. I'm not sure who they're going to call it on. Either way, it's going to foul out either Hampton Williams or Angel Lee. And it will be on Williams. No,
that's Chauncey.
They're going to call it on Paige Chauncey. And that will be her 5th. So Paige Chauncey, who's had a great 4th quarter, will exit with 5 fouls, and Kiana Skank at the line for 2.
Piece of this Coyote team being escorted out by the Pioneer faithful as they wave her goodbye.
And Jill Stevens, who's been the hot hand from beyond the 3-point line, will check back in for Kansas Wesleyan, because there is certainly a chance they're trailing by 3 after these 2 foul shots.
Yeah.
And the shot clock is off, just 20.5 to play. Kiana, nothing but net on the first. Adds to her game high with 23 points. She got them both. It's a 3-point lead for the Pioneers, and head coach Ryan Shulman going to take a timeout, talk things over.
So clutch from Zaylee Worth and Kiana Skank. going a combined 4 for 4 from the charity stripe in crunch time.
Big free throws in the opening round of the national tournament. Packed crowd, doesn't get any more pressure than that. And the freshman and the senior knocking them down.
Wow.
It's just a 30-second timeout, Kansas Wesleyan, so we'll stay right here. You've got to imagine if they opt to shoot a three, they're going to draw something up for Jill Stevens.
Yeah.
There is enough time to get to the rim and play the foul game, so we'll see what Coach Showman has in store for his group.
Yeah, just have to get a bucket on this possession any way you can, right? Cannot go empty. Absolutely, have to find a way. I mean, if you get the two, then like you said, you can play the foul game, right? I mean, MNU's been hitting them so far, but with a crowd like this on hand, Kansas Wesleyan been so loud all night. Just got to find a bucket anyway.
Pro cut to Lee. She goes right to the rim, so they go for the quick two, and Angel Lee gets it. Good execution from Kansas Wesleyan. Took just 6 seconds off the clock and make it a one-point ball game once again. So now you've got to imagine they're going to come out in a full-court press, try to get a quick turnover, and if you don't get the turnover right away, then you play the foul game.
Yeah, now here's the chess match between these two brilliant head coaches, right? John Lewis trying to do his best to get his best free throw shooters to the line. Ryan Showman going to do his best to keep MNU from doing that.
Absolutely. I'll be interested to see what group Coach Lewis puts on the floor. Cameron Green, obviously one of your best players, but just a 58% free throw shooter. So will she start on the bench here? Skank, who's had a big night, an excellent free throw shooter. Rogers, a good free throw shooter. Worth and Carlson, both over 75%. So we'll see what group takes the floor for your two-seeded Pioneers with a one-point lead. Just 14 seconds to play.
Right, because I mean, if you do get fouled here, looks like Cameron Green is going to stay on the floor for MNU.
She does.
But like I said, I mean, if you miss the free throw, Kansas Wesleyan gets the rebound, then you're stuck with that team on defense, right?
Yeah.
They opt to stick with Cameron Green, such an important part of the interior defense.
Well, you think you go one quick trap here before you go for the foul? I think you see one trap.
Yeah. 14 seconds left. There's still enough time. You don't have to instantly foul here if you're Kansas Wesleyan.
Pioneers do have the possession arrow, so if there's a tie-up, they'll keep the basketball.
Set play.
Trying to get it in. That might have been a 5-second call. It is. A 5-second call will give the basketball back to Kansas Wesleyan.
Wow.
Pioneer bench thinking maybe they got a timeout. They didn't. Officials call the 5-second, and Kansas Wesleyan will get a possession with a chance to take the lead.
The biggest inbound of the season, and they couldn't get it in. Looks like they had a set play. They're trying to find Luker originally, and then Kiana Skank came in, and she was open just a millisecond too late on the pass. And now Kansas Wesleyan doesn't have to play the foul game. Any bucket gives them the lead.
Man, that's great execution out of the timeout. Come out and deny the inbounds, and Kansas Wesleyan able to force the turnover.
And no time comes off the clock. They have 14 whole seconds to run a play. They can opt for the last shot if they want, or they can try to put up a shot with maybe 3-4 seconds left and get an offensive rebound. You see a lot of teams doing that.
Yeah, and that's what the Pioneers will be talking about in their huddle. Is it's a lot of times it's not the first shot that beats you. It's that second chance on the O board, and possession's got to end with a stop. Kansas Wesleyan has a lot of options. Angel Lee has been tough to stop. Lamaya Ricks, your fifth-year senior, leading scorer. Stevens has had the hot hand from outside.
I'll tell you one thing, Nate. I'll give credit to Kansas Wesleyan. I did not think that this game would come down to the last possession. They have fought and clawed and stayed in this game at every moment, and now they've got a chance here with 14 seconds.
They could not ask for a better basketball game for the opening round of the national tournament. And it will be Stevens to inbound. It's Lee, Hampton Williams, Lamaya Ricks, and Catherine Bowman on the floor. Ricks has it up top. Pro cut for Lee. Same set they just ran. Lee goes inside. Hampton Williams got the layup to go. 6.7 seconds on the clock. Kansas Wesleyan takes the lead on the basket from Hampton Williams.
What a play run by the Coyotes, taking the lead. 6.7 ticks on the clock. John Lewis having to use his last time out here.
I'll tell you what, you have to give Coach Ryan Shulman a lot of credit, as back-to-back possessions down the stretch, they execute coming out of a timeout.
Wow.
And they looked exactly the same, right? The first time Angel Lee comes across that pro cut, and it was an isolation. She got all the way to the rim and scored. Second one looks just like it, but instead there's a little screen to get Hampton Williams a touch on the block, and she goes up for the easy two. That's great coaching and great execution.
Absolutely. You know, I'm a baseball guy. As a pitcher, you know, you got to have, you know, your fastball and your changeup. They got to look the exact same until the last second, and that's exactly what that play was right there that Ryan Shulman drawed up. Looked the exact same as the one before.
And well done from the Coyotes. The Pioneers with a chance to execute on a sideline out-of-bounds play, and nobody has more X's and O's in their bag than Coach John Lewis. Let's see what they go to.
Got to actually inbound it this time.
Yep, same spot that the turnover was forced last time. Sideline out of bounds right in front of the Pioneer bench. Rogers will throw it in.
Everyone in the Cook Center on their feet.
Rogers goes over the top to Kiana Skank. She puts it on the floor, all the way to the rim, lost it, turned it over. Williams had it, and she lost it out of bounds. That should be Pioneer ball. It is. What a wild sequence as Angel Lee got a steal, and nobody around her just fumbled it out of bounds. Pioneers are going to get another shot at this thing.
If she held on to the ball, it is game over. MNU granted life. They don't have a timeout, though, but it looks like there's going to be an official review to see who touched it last and how much time is left.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question about who touched it last. They got to be looking at the clock there, because Angel Lee, nobody was close to her, just lost control of it. And you're right, if she keeps possession, this game's over. Instead, the Pioneers are going to have, well, we'll see how much time they put back on the clock, somewhere around 1 second.
Wow.
And the review is a big favor to that Pioneer bench, who, like you mentioned, are all out of timeouts, but now they get an opportunity to draw something up.
Something here. And I know that one also took a long time on that inbound. I mean, had to just kind of chuck it into Skank at the last possible second. They have to draw something up. You need a shot instantly. Anywhere on the floor works, 2 or 3. But they need a shot quick.
It depends on how much time they put back on the clock. With 1.1, you might have time for 1 dribble, but you're playing with fire. They're going to put 1.6, so you've got time for 1 bounce.
No more, though.
No more than that, and Pioneers have some size. They can throw it inside to Cam Green, who doesn't need to dribble it and can go straight up. We'll see. It'll be Rogers inbounding again on the sideline. Aubrey goes up over to Green. She's got position and left it short. That's going to do it. Kansas Wesleyan gets the stop they needed, and they come into the Cook Center in a true road game in the first round of the national tournament and come out with a 70-69 win. Wow. End of game execution. Kansas Wesleyan was able to score on back-to-back end of game out of timeout situations. Pioneers executed well that time. They got Cameron Green a look right at the rim and just couldn't get it to go. What a basketball game.
Wow, I can't believe this, Nate. I mean, it happened all season for the Pioneers. They were just unable to put away teams. They held a lead for probably 18 of the 20 minutes of the second half.
Yep.
Just could not pull away. And one of the favorites to win the national tournament stunned on their home court.
So that will be the end of the run for your Pioneers and head coach Sean Lewis on a fantastic season. And credit to head coach Ryan Shulman and the Kansas Wesleyan Coyotes for the big win. They'll be back here tomorrow night with a chance to go to the Sweet 16 in Sioux City. Appreciate you tuning in the opening round of the national tournament. You're watching Hard Sports Network.
Yeah, stay tuned. Game 2 coming up in approximately 20 minutes.
And stick around if you want to hear an interview with head coach Ryan Shulman, as he'll talk about his club's performance and preview tomorrow night's matchup between the winner of Mid-America Christian and Northwestern. About as far as we can go, Chet. Coach, great win in the opening round of the national tournament, coming and playing a true road game. Of course, there was a lot of purple in the crowd tonight. You guys were well represented. Tell me the keys to victory tonight for your group.
Well, we talked all week that if we could hang around, in the fourth quarter, the pressure starts to mount on them, and we've been in this position before where we could go win a game on the road against a really good team, and I thought we were able to do that. And I mean, you got to give all the credit to the players. They made some amazing plays and gave us a chance. Yeah, absolutely. And it kind of got off to a rocky start the first couple of minutes. We're in foul trouble early, and then it was a big second quarter from your group. Talk about the resiliency from them to respond to that. Well, that's kind of been our calling card all year. You know, we battle adversity, we fight back, and you know, I think the refs maybe had to settle into a little bit because I thought it was really balanced the rest of the way after, you know, some calls there quickly and early for both teams. But you know, that's just who we are. That's who we are as a team, and we're going to fight back, and that's what we did. Okay, as a basketball coach myself and an X's and O's nerd, I have to ask about the late game execution from your group. I know you won't give too much away, but those two sets coming out of the timeout, they look exactly the same, right? The rip and go for Lee to get the left-handed layup, and then maybe a counter to that for a bucket down the stretch. I mean, that's unbelievable execution from your group. Yeah, that's why we have those plays, because they look the exact same, but there's a different outcome to it. And, you know, I put the ball in Angel's hands because I trust her. She's been with me for 3 years, and I told her to go make a play both times. Yeah. Well, she did just that. Congratulations on a big opening round win, and good luck tomorrow night in the quick turnaround. All right, thanks, Coach. And I'm here now with senior guard Lamaya Ricks from DeSoto, am I right? So just down the street. You guys had a lot of purple in the crowd tonight. I'm sure you had some friends and family here. Congrats on a big win.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. You guys had a little bit of a slow start, but then roared back, had a great second quarter, and found a way to win on the road. So just talk about the resiliency from your team.
We kind of just talked about before the game, we just need to stay within a few points, stay within it, and win it in the fourth. We've had so many games this year where we've had to come back and fight in the fourth quarter, and that's just how we play, and we just did that tonight. Yeah, well, congrats on a huge win. You guys have a quick turnaround, got to play second round tomorrow, so what's the process getting ready to play again tomorrow night? We just have to get ourselves healthy, rest up, just do everything we can. At the end of the day, it's just basketball. We just got to play our game. Yeah, well, congratulations on a big win, and good luck tomorrow. Thank you so much.
Thanks.